Hey, everybody, and welcome back to the Wicked Glitches podcast, episode 7. I am here with back of Umi's head, of course.
At least it's not her butthole. It would have carried over from the last
Hey, you
episode.
know what? Hey, we still got time. We just started this.
Oh,
No, stop.
you're not wrong.
Look, there,
Yeah, that's the
there.
side we
Say hello.
prefer.
Say hello.
Apparently, you have to pay for the other side.
You do. You have to pay to see the other side.
God, could you imagine?
Yeah.
We just do an OnlyFans, but it's just animal buttholes.
People would pay for that, unfortunately. Umi,
No.
I swear to God, you nasty hoe, sit down.
You
Sit
nasty
down.
hoe. I have my own nasty hoe in the background here.
Thank you.
She's like,
At least
me,
she's
it's
laying
me.
down.
I'm a
Oh,
nasty
wait,
hoe.
no.
I'm
Never
a
mind.
nasty. Yes. Oh, you're a nasty hoe.
Oh,
You're a little
oh,
goblin.
that's cute. Yes, mommy, you're cute as well. You just
Okay.
you
Go lay
have no
down. Go
chill.
lay down. All done. All done.
I
Go
have
lay down.
never
Good
had a
girl.
cat that has such zero chill. It's
I
so
know.
weird to me. Like, I love her. She's adorable, but I'm like, no, you're not going on the fucking table. God. I need chill. I
Listen, we
need
we all need
at least
chill,
5 minutes.
but I
At least
mean,
5 minutes, honey.
sometimes you get a neurotic cat, and that's just part of life, man. This one's neurotic more often than not and demanding, but she behaves when I stream. She's used to me streaming on Twitch and doing stuff, so she knows to just like mind her business. She's got toys, she's got whatever she needs, and occasionally she'll come over and try and nose me, and I'm like, go away. But she's learned this is what we do. She's used to it. So maybe Umi just needs time to adjust, you know?
No,
No?
no, she is
Okay.
not. No.
Well,
You think look, she has had the same thing every single day for the last 5 years, right? Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
Over 5.5 years that I have had her,
Yep.
and she still has no chill.
Well, then
Literally.
she's got no
Like,
chill and you're
bitch does
SOL.
not learn. Yep.
Such is
I'm
life.
fucked. I'm fucked. Which is fine because I mean I love her, but she just sometimes I want to just flickety flick, which I did not actually flick her. She's digging her nails into my leg though, so I'm gonna sit down.
She's like, I have my own way of doing things and they're not
Hey,
your
you
way. Yeah.
cow.
So
No,
it may
absolutely not.
look
Anyway,
like that we it came from the last episode, and guess what we did? We
oh no, we didn't. I
we
wear these
did.
clothes all the time. It's the same exact thing.
Yeah.
Don't judge
This is
me.
all we look exactly the same because we've decided we're going to be anime characters, and every episode we will wear the same outfit and do our hair and makeup the same
Yes,
because that won't get exhausting
exactly.
for anybody at all ever.
No, not at all.
No, like I think it's good to be transparent with podcasts. I personally, and I know you do too, like to have a little bit of a backlog so that we have time to edit, and and life
Hmm.
happens. Sometimes one of us might get sick and then the next day the other person has appointments, and so like having little backlogs is normal. So if you ever see episodes where we look exactly as we did in a previous episode, that's why we're trying to build a backlog. We're getting a couple episodes built up so that we have a nice little cushion in case we go on vacation or we get the plague, which is possible.
I
It
mean,
happens.
that's a high probability between the
Yeah.
two of us.
Yeah.
So,
Or we'll start a plague. Who knows?
yeah, I mean,
That being
anything's possible.
said, um what are you feeling right now? Do you want to talk about some pop culture, or do you want to talk about a little bit of not true crime in the sense of murder, but just like dirty bitches who went to jail? Dirty bitches who went to jail. That's a
That's the
fucking
name of the podcast. Dirty bitches who went to jail. Um,
this week on dirty bitches who went to jail.
Man, I'm kind of bummed that we don't have a sub podcast for that. Don't need to do it. Trust me, we've got more
No,
than enough to do.
that'll just be a
Um,
segment we can do. It's normal.
yeah, I mean, I'm fine with. I think we should end with some
Some
dirty
You want to
bitches.
end with dirty bitch? Ooh, that sounds so
No?
fucking weird. No, it just sounds weird. Being like, you want to end with some dirty bitches? God damn it! Every time. Why are we like this?
Because we're children.
We
Come
are.
on.
So I know you know. I know you know about Interview with the Vampire. Can you give
Hmm.
me a cursory view of your knowledge of, like, have you watched the show? I know you've seen the movie. Have you read the books, like, etc.?
So a long time ago, I read the books.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually on my read again list
Okay.
because, when you're young, sometimes there's things where, yes, you understand, but you don't understand because you don't have as much life experience. And I feel like I just need to go back and
Well, it's,
reread them,
yeah, get a
having more
different
life
perspective.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Got it.
and
Okay.
so Jesus Christ, I'm gonna throw you. Just sit the
To the
fuck down. Just
moon.
please, 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 calm.
Please.
Calm thine tits.
She's got a lot of them to
She's just,
calm too.
yeah, yeah.
And you've seen the movie, of
Anyway,
course, because
and
everybody's
I've
seen
seen
the
the
movie.
movies.
Did you watch the
Yeah, I
TV
mean,
show?
I did not.
Okay.
I actually have it. Is that on Netflix now as well?
Yes, it is. They actually just added the
Yeah.
second season, which I hadn't watched.
So,
I watched the first episode of the second season.
yeah.
I
So
just didn't want to
I'm planning on
spoil.
binge watching it.
Okay.
No, it's fine. As I'm not worried about it. I don't know how much we should spoil for watchers, but
Well, the first season's been out for at least 2 years now,
yes,
so it's
it's
not so much
not
that.
that big of a deal.
Also, if you've watched the movie, you generally have an idea. Like, it's the same
I have the
general
general,
story.
yes,
Like, if you
right.
haven't consumed some form of Interview with a Vampire in the last 20 some odd years, I don't know what to fucking tell you. Like, the books came out, what, in the 80s,
Yes,
90s? And then the movie came out in the
80s.
90s. And then,
Actually, the books might have come out in the 70s.
did they? Oh,
Oh
now I
shit.
gotta
I
see.
don't know. Anne Rice she been around for a while.
I know she did other books as well, like the beauty books. And I like a Beauty and the Beast. Um, when did that release? 1976. Okay, so
Yep.
yeah, they've been out fucking forever. At this point, if you
Mm-hmm.
haven't consumed some variation of it, spoilers, I guess. Um, so I read the first book. I've seen the movie many times. I own it. And I watched the first season of the show. I'm sorry, I have like a hair, so I keep just swiping. Swiping. Swiper, stop swiping. It's lip. Oh, did I get it? I think I got it. I got it. Rejoice, everyone. I have removed thine hair from mine
Ah.
snoot. Um, I'm confused. I'm just confused. And I get, like, okay, so the book is the version. That is the original. That is Anne Rice's intent for how it should be consumed. Obviously, the movie had some slight variations here and there, but I'd say it's a fairly faithful adaptation compared to many other books that have been turned into films or TV shows. I don't have too many
I would agree
qualms
with
with it.
that.
The TV show now, it's not bad, don't get me wrong. I enjoy the TV show, but after reading the book, watching the movie, and then watching the show, I was just like, because in the TV show, they make um what I guess people have wanted for years. Lestat and Louis be in love, like they're in a relationship and they're like blatantly together. Whereas in the book, it seemed like Louis fucking hated Lestat. He found him to be like a waste, like he was wasting his potential and his power and was so flippant with it, and he found it disgusting. You know, he had like
Mm-hmm.
just he just had these like, I don't want to say anger toward him, but he just was kind of disgusted with how he was wasting potential and like all the things he could be doing, and you know, Lestat was
Right.
very
No,
over the top.
you're very, I mean, that is a great way of explaining it because there wasn't like a hatred
No.
towards Lestat, but it was definitely there was a love and resentment,
Yeah.
right? Because obviously love for your maker,
Mm-hmm.
um, but the resentment and the codependency
Mm-hmm.
and things like that, there's just a lot of that.
And he saw the manipulations for what they were in the book, especially
Exactly.
like with Claudia and things
Well,
like that. He was like, "Oh, I know why he did this. I knew he did it to keep me around, and I knew he did."
yeah,
So like it was very blatant to him, and it was the same thing in the movie. Like there wasn't a intimacy in that way. It was very
right.
much like forced proximity in the sense
Mm-hmm.
that like you're my maker and I don't know any other vampires and like what would I do without you, and this is like he's teaching me. And like that was another thing, he wanted him to like, he resented him for being so secretive, especially in the books, because Lestat never fucking shared anything about being a vampire in the vampire world and like what they could do, and like he was very like breadcrumby and manipulative and gaslight. Like he was, Lestat was a piece of shit. Let's be honest. Like if we're gonna just like put
Oh
it
yeah,
base bare bones.
cruel, manipulative.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he had been around for a while, so he was just, he was in
And
that
he
I'm a
wouldn't
fucking piece
share.
of shit,
Yeah, but he wouldn't share
you know?
anything, and that was really frustrating to
Mm-mm.
Louis because he was like, I'm this creature outside the realm of people, and I don't even know like where do we come from, what can we do, what are our full limits, like because
Right.
when he meets Armand especially, and he's like, oh shit, you can like fucking fly and shit. Like he'd get bits
Mm-hmm.
and pieces from Louis, but it was never anything substantial, and that's also the struggle that
Right.
Claudia had, and why she fucking resented him, and why she
Right.
ends up wanting to
Mm-hmm.
kill him is there's just, she had that darkness to her and that rage to her that Louis just didn't have. But in the
Right.
show, from what I remember, because I watched it closer to when it aired, they are in love, they are in a relationship, very blatantly, and I'm like, what is it? Is it just because we're pandering to all the people that have for years have been like, were they in a relationship? Were they, because they were two men living together with a daughter, so like they must have been in, and it's like, but that never really came across in the books, in my opinion. Like it wasn't very like that kind of relationship. Like I said, there
It
was a lot
wasn't
of
like,
resentment and
yeah. I think that the love was they're making it in the show, I'm assuming more of a lusty,
mm-hmm.
horny romance versus the love that Louis had for Lestat. It was infatuation, so it was one of
Yeah,
those things where it wasn't a ooh, I'm horny for you kind of thing. It's just like I'm so just because also again, when you are bonded,
yeah,
you're going to have feelings. You're
yeah,
going to feel feelings. There's going to, but, and also when it comes to vampires, and I don't know why people make a big like stink about this and go, oh my God, they had to be together because they lived together for so long. It's like vampires just love things. Like they just kind of, and it's not even a love because after a while, they don't even know what love really is. There is a want or a need. It's kind of like when we were discussing Twilight,
yeah,
with
yeah.
the whole Edward, is it really an emotion of love
Or is it just
that,
infatuation with something new?
yes, yes. And so it's one of those things where you don't really know unless if Anne purposefully wrote it in there to tell
Yeah,
you exactly what the relationship was. And she did not write the books to be like, oh, you're going to see him get it in the, like
yeah,
you just, that's not what the relationship was about or the story. That's
yeah,
not what it was about. So you get that there was a love there, there was a resentment there. You get those emotions that were necessary, but I feel like to appease the masses, they I don't know
they're
if you want to call it over
pandering.
sexualizing
No,
the
they're
relationship,
they're
but
pandering in the TV show for
I
sure.
would, yeah.
Because people,
So,
like I
and it's
said,
just
have
like,
suspected and wanted that for so long. I feel like they were like, all right, everybody wants it. Let's just do it and, make a buck off of it.
but did it ruin the show? Like, did it just kind of like,
I
it's
wouldn't say it
weird?
necessarily
Like,
ruined it. It's just like there's stuff that happened that I'm like, I mean, this didn't really happen in the book, but like, whatever, I
and
guess.
and that's what I find funny then, because Anne Rice made it known how annoyed she was with the okay, have fun. Jesus Christ. How annoyed she was with the changes that were made in the movie.
Yeah.
She also was not happy at all with Tom Cruise playing Lestat in the beginning. She did not want him cast, and she made it known
Yeah.
very clear that she was annoyed and pissed off with that, but was impressed after the fact with how good a job he actually did. And I thought he did a good job. See, that's the funny thing. Like, I know people shit on Tom Cruise. Yes, he's Scientology weirdo, but the man can act. And when he's given a role, he does the role justice. Yes, he may
Yeah.
not fit it. Like if you watch Reacher, looks nothing like the big buffoon Reacher is supposed to look like, which that's why I love the TV show. Alan Richson, Chef's Kiss. That man is fucking hot. Love you, my dude. And I'm not a huge bear kind of big boy man kind of. Anyway,
You're not a big boy
um,
man bear?
yeah,
Noted. I didn't know.
man bear
Shit.
pig.
This is
Um,
news.
but you know, like it, he did a good job
Hmm.
selling the character. But I know from people who read the books, the Boo's aunt, who made it perfectly clear that she absolutely hated the movies because Tom Cruise is half the size of what Reacher should actually be. I was
Yeah,
like,
I get
okay, but
that.
you have there have to be liberties that are taken in casting. Sometimes you kind of have
Mm,
to push some of the things if it can still be done without certain attributes
I
being
think,
shown. You know what I
but
mean?
it gets frustrating when they just like shoehorn a big name into it to get attention on the project versus someone that would fit the role better. So I get it. You
Yeah.
know, where you're
Oh
like,
yeah, no, I see both sides for sure.
yeah,
But if you do actually watch the movie, you're like, oh, it was entertaining.
yeah.
Okay, it worked.
For
I would have
me,
preferred,
that
you know.
actually goes to another point that I had an issue with. The girl that they have play Claudia looks
Uh-huh.
way too old to be Claudia. Because Claudia in the books is like 6, maybe ish, possibly even younger. Like she's very, very young. So even like
Yeah,
Kirsten Dunst, who played her in the movie, was
way too old.
technically too old, but still she
Yes.
did have that very doll like young appearance. The girl they have her playing in the show is like she looks like she could be like 15, 16 minimum,
Yeah. No, I
which
agree.
I'm like that kind of like they're not capturing that eeriness because when you read the books, it's very unhinged hearing Claudia saying and doing the things she's doing because she has that appearance of a child, but her brain is now evolved into, especially through the years, because she's, you know, she may be presenting as 4 to 6, but has actually lived, you know, 50 years or, you know, whatever the case may be. So she speaks and acts and has mannerisms of an adult trapped in a child's body, and it's very unhinged. And I feel like they didn't really capture that so much in the movie. They had her act very petulant, tantrums, etc. And they
Mm-hmm.
don't capture it in the TV show. And then they end up recasting that girl for whatever reason for the second season. I like I said, I don't really know why, but I don't know if it was a scheduling issue. I don't know if it was something else. Um, but uh, that was another one that I was just like, this girl looks way too old to be playing Claudia, which I will send you the picture and get your opinion on the matter because I just think personally she doesn't
Yeah,
fit the vibe. So if you have an opinion
yeah,
on that.
I don't I don't get the childlike.
And they have her have sex in the first season. She has sex with a boy. She gets like infatuated with a guy and thinks she's in love with him, and she has sex. And that's awkward because, again, even though she's not presented that way in the TV show, knowing that she's supposed to be a like child is just like,
Right.
this is weird because this isn't like a newer series. This again has been around since the 70s. We've all seen, like I said, since the 90s the movie, and so it's like, Claudia's supposed to be a child, and seeing her like hooking up with the dude in the back of a car is like, y'all, this weird. I'm
Yeah.
not okay
Well,
with
I
that.
mean, it's also, if you remember, if you watch True Blood, that happens in there as well. But the thing that was different was is that when they had the queen, God, how old was she supposed to be? I think she was supposed to be like 13 or something
Sophie
like
Ann,
that. But was it Sophie Ann? Is
she
that
was
how
the
old she
vampire
was?
queen of Louisiana. I've read
Yeah.
all
So,
the Sookie Stackhouse novels. Thank you very much.
um,
uh,
shit. My brain is
I'm
just
pretty
fried
sure
right
it
now.
was Sophie Ann Leclerc. I don't know.
I think
She,
it I think
she
it was, yes, it
became,
was Sophie Ann.
yeah, she became the
But
vampire
she
queen
was
before
supposed to be,
1908.
but she was supposed to be pretty much not a child, but a child. Um,
She died in her teens at like around 15 or 16-year old. She was
yeah,
born around 1458, died in 1508. So she's over 1,000 years old, but she's technically 15, 16. But like
yeah.
with
So
Claudia,
that's
it
one
just,
thing. But then when you have Claudia being so much younger, even though she is played by someone older, it's still, you know how old she's supposed to be. Don't,
so in the TV series she's
mm,
supposed to be 14. But in the book she was 5 when she was turned into a vampire. In the movie she was 10, and then in the TV series she's supposed to be 14. Which I don't understand. I
mm,
guess they didn't want to have a very young, like having a 5-year-old on set and trying to get them to say these lines with the conviction of
right.
a 50-year-old woman probably is hard. Also, having them on set in these very lewd situations, probably they're deeply concerned because they're like, a 5-year-old isn't going to fucking understand, even though you're like, it's acting.
Right.
Maybe, yeah, that is hard, but like, it's just weird. So I get why they aged up for that reason. But again, it is just one of those things
Hmm.
that I'm like, okay, so they did 10 for the movie and then 14, which again, I don't feel like she looks fucking 14. Either one of those women that I sent you, neither one looks fucking
Right.
14. But it's
Hmm.
just, I don't know. And again, like I said, why did she have to like have sex? Because again,
Yeah.
in she talks about in the books and in the movie, how she'll never get to do anything that women do. She'll never get to, you know, fall in love, or like she'll never get to do, like she'll never grow up. She's always stuck,
Right.
and that's where her resentment comes from. She's never going to get taller, get a womanly figure. She's never going to be seen, like her brain is a woman's brain, but she is stuck in this, doll's body, and she hates them for it, and she becomes
Yeah.
very, very aggressive about it. Um, and like initially it was great for them for hunting because, she could lure people in and it made it really
Uh-huh.
easy. But ultimately she was just resentful. So yeah, it's just interesting to me that they were like, okay, now make her 14. I'm like, but for why? And why are you making her have sex? I don't think anybody wanted that from her character. I know people wanted Louis and Lestat to have sex. The whole like, oh, they're living together and raising a young vampire girl. They
Hmm.
have to be vampire lovers. Did they? I don't know. Do I care? Not really either way. But I know that's why they did that. But with Claudia, I'm like, why did we do this?
Yeah.
Cuz it
I
just
agree. I think it's just for me, like I've never been one where I need like to have I'll read smut novels. They don't
mhm.
really bother me at all. Like I don't get squeamish around those things, but I think for me, it's I like to read the emotional connections because it's harder to write how someone feels about someone versus how they can actually physically act with them. You know what I
Especially when
mean?
it comes to like in that character's brain and like how because you have
Right.
to think outside of how you would say or feel that way. You have to step into a different line of thinking. Like a great example of this, and I know you'll agree, is Hunger Games. You know, Katniss's point of view toward PETA and how like, you know, she's very like dismissive and doesn't really care, even down to the end where she like she cares deeply about PETA, but obviously not the way he cares about her. Like that was he
Right.
was in love with her for years before they even went into the Hunger Games. And by the end,
Mm-hmm.
you know, she has grown this love and respect for him. And she initially thought she loved Gail and had those feelings for Gail, but like obviously after what happened with her sister, she could never look at him the same. She could never be around him. It just tainted that. To write all of that and from each like to write from I mean not that you get PETA's perspective, but you can tell through the things he says and does his line of thinking and how he communicates with her, and then have to step into Katniss and how she is very detached. It's very hard
Right.
to do. So I get what you mean. Like that is much more difficult to communicate via writing. Whereas like being
Yeah.
like
And for,
he dicked her down so good is like yeah okay sure
yeah.
okay
Yeah. And that's because, again, I think that it's easier to write a physical connection
mm-hmm.
than it is to express it
Yeah, for sure.
emotionally. And I don't think like, and again, that's not to take away. So I have friends that write the, dirty books, and it's
Dirty.
great. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. I just
No.
find that at the end of the day, I get the feels more, and I don't need that ooh, sexy feeling down
Ooh.
under kind of feeling, you know? And I just want an emotional connection, and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like it's a lot more difficult to do that when you are writing how people feel versus just the physical aspect.
For
So,
sure. For sure. I get that.
yeah, I don't need it. I don't need it. And I don't need to see someone who should be a child, but it's played by an adult and they're older because I still know that they're a child
Yeah.
in the origin story.
Yeah.
So,
It makes
yeah,
it weird,
yeah,
which that ties into
yeah.
something else I actually
It
want
gives
to
me the
talk about.
ick.
It is a
Blech.
big ick. So yeah, when you watch, you'll know why I'm like, I don't know, I'm confused because like in the books it's one way, but then in the like movie it was kind of another way. It wasn't too far off, but like it still was a bit like Louis wasn't as disgusted with Lestat as he was in the books.
Yeah.
And then in the TV show, they're like, "No, we're in love and we fucking." And I'm like, "Oh, okay,
I
sure."
just
Again, I'm not
like
opposed
that's
to any of it. I'm just like I'm confused a little bit.
well, but I mean, couldn't you still have the love, hate, and sex? Again, not hate, but you know what I mean. Like, can
Distaste.
we not? Yeah, can we not just like there's massive disdain for this person right now, but I'm still gonna fuck you,
I mean, yeah,
because they do it.
they
That
kind of
happens.
do that.
I fucking hate you right now, but I love you. I hate you, but I
I
love you.
love to
I
hate
hate you.
you.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
they kind of do
I
that in the
despise you
show.
right now,
It's not
but
like Louis
ooh,
doesn't hate him. Well, it's Louis straddling that like I despise the things that the
oh,
way
I'm
you can
sure he's
be.
straddling it.
Oh, he's straddling it. Ooh, he getting dick down in
Sorry.
Dallas. Sorry, I don't know if you heard that song. It's so good.
Yes.
Um, I heard that in a Tractor Supply once. Very jarring, but he
Odd for Tractor Supply.
right. They were like it's country, and I'm like there's something. But he definitely like struggles with that back and forth. Whereas that's less so like that's not a thing in the other media.
Right.
So it was
Yeah.
just like very confusing because I was like, are we just doing like a fanfic interpretation of this? Which is fine. I'm not mad about it. I was just confused because like there's no consistent. And again, everything is someone's interpretation of it, kind of like how we were talking about Halo in the last episode. And at least like
Mm-hmm.
these people probably have had some correlation, or like they've interacted with the source material, which is great. I can never get comfy. I'm sorry. I'm such a fidgety baby. But yeah, I you'll see at some point. You'll see. You'll see.
I will. I will definitely watch it.
Speaking of smutty
Um,
things, I need you to read Akatar so we can talk about it on here.
okay.
So whenever you get around to that, when you finish Sunrise on the Reaping, whenever that is, have you
I
read
know.
any
I need to
more?
get. No, I haven't. I know.
Shame, shame the non-believer. Shame.
I've been in this funk of where I'm just
Mm,
like, eh,
I
I
get
just
it.
don't feel like reading.
I get it. I've been there. Sometimes it comes in like waves. Like sometimes you go more toward like watching a TV show. Sometimes it's more like, oh, I'm like really devouring this book and I don't give a shit about anything else. And sometimes like
Yeah.
I've been game like I used to game fairly frequently, and now I'm like maybe once a week. I might put anywhere between an hour and like 4 hours into gaming, depending on how I'm feeling. And so I
Yeah.
get it. I understand. Sometimes you just get like in a funk and you just can't get that
Mm-hmm.
stinky stanky funk off of you. That's
Yeah,
okay.
that's pretty much where I'm at right now.
Well,
But I'm trying to get back out of that. So,
if you're not
yeah.
connecting with the material in the moment, it can be hard. And it's not to say that the material isn't good, because I'll tell you that book is really good and I know you'll enjoy it. But if you're just like not in the headspace for it, it can kind of like ruin it for you.
Yeah.
So
No, I
that is
agree.
a thing.
So, we
But
will get there
you will get there.
eventually.
Akatar, I gotta say, when you read the first book, and this is for anybody, and this is not like spoilers, you'll read the first book, and then the second book kind of like turns things on its head, and you're like, because you read a book and you're like, I have opinions and views on things, and
Yeah.
given the information I'm given, and so this is how I feel about things, and everybody has a different perspective with everything. We've all been through different
Mm-hmm.
stuff. So, like, I might read something and go, that guy's great. And you might read that same thing and be like, that guy's a piece of shit. So, but the second book does a real good job of being like, fuck everything you thought. And you're like, where am I? I wasn't ready for this. What the fuck? So, yeah. Thank you for that. That's
Yay.
always fun when you're reading in a book and you're like, I'm now reevaluating everything I thought and felt, and I don't know what to deal with that information. So enjoy.
That's
It's a good
uh
time. It's a good time. I think we should talk about Mass Effect, because I think
oh
since
God.
we talked about Halo and how we love Halo and how they ruined Halo. Well, I mean, I don't want to say Halo's ruined, but like let's be honest, ever since 4 and on, like 4 or 5, Halo has not been good. Halo's last good game was Reach, and that I think was only because 343 didn't have anything to really do with Master Chief per se. They were focusing on a completely different team. But once they had their hands on Master Chief, they just dropped the fucking ball. Not sorry. That's my opinion.
Nope. That
And here's the thing: Bungie gave them the master Bible of Halo lore, and still I don't know, something about it, they just fucking dropped the ball. And I have opinions, and I'm not gonna get into those on the game at this moment, but I will talk about Mass Effect, because there has been talks that there is gonna be a show. And do we think this is gonna go the same way that Halo went? And will we
uh
burn buildings down over it?
I mean, I think I'm as much as a huge Halo fan as I am, I feel like Mass Effect for me kind of inches up to be more of a favorite.
Oh, for sure.
Like
No, Mass
it's
Effect is because
because
romancing. You
yes,
get
and
more of a
but
connection.
just also the character. depth and things like that.
Yeah.
Like you do get a lot from Halo, but at the same time, there's just all of the things about Mass Effect. Like I just I absolutely love it. And so
Well, because you're building relationships with each character, and there's so many characters, ultimately.
exactly.
Whereas Halo, you don't have control over anything. It's very like, go here, do this, and you have no control over your interactions with people. Whereas Mass Effect is heavily, every choice you make matters and connects in some way. Like from the first game through the third game, you will see choices that you made or people that you talk to will show up in the second or third game, and those choices all connect through. So you may make a
Hmm.
friend and say, hey, you should definitely give this guy a chance and date him, and you'll see them on a date later in the next game, or like, which it's little stuff. So yeah, it's easier to get that connection, and it's a I agree that like yeah, Mass Effect inches forward because you get connected, you're building relationships, and or ruining them depending on how you play the game. So it puts you more
Right.
in control.
Yeah. I that's definitely the best way to probably put it. But uh so going back to your question or what you were, suggesting, obviously the the realist in me, or maybe we should just say negative Nelly, is basically saying they're going to fuck it up just like everybody else has fucked things up because when have they gotten it right taking a game adaptation and putting it to live action in a movie? However,
Fallout.
my hope is that they are going to take a note or two from the flop of Halo and how well they did with Fallout, that this could be the start of where they're actually getting things right.
So the only
But
way I see this panning out is if they, like you said, if they take a page out of Fallout and do not follow Shepard. If they follow
I
Shepard, here's the thing: no one's gonna be happy if they follow Shepard. You know why? Because everybody fucking romance someone different. So you
yep.
can't follow Shepard, and if you're like, if it's a male Shepard, people are gonna be like, but I was femme Shep and I wanted to see a relationship
Mm,
with Garrus, or I'm male Shep and I want to see a relationship with Tali. Like, no one's gonna be happy with that. Everybody's gonna have a fucking problem. It has to be from someone
yeah.
else's perspective.
Well, and I was, it's funny because when I talk about this stuff, some people don't know a lot of the lore. And I was like, but they know the Mass Effect game. So I was like, okay, well, at least you know something. So I
Mm-hmm.
was like, what they could do, which could be interesting because then you're like introducing Turians like almost immediate. I love Turians, so it's like I'm totally down with that. But you could do the first contact war
Yeah,
because that's kind of like the beginning for humans,
yeah,
So, and then kind of go into the mass relays and all of these other things and how this all came to be and what the fuck, because that's just
yeah.
like,
It's a lot.
a bombshell for humans. Earth is dying. Earth is just, we gotta go do shit. Let's go find some stuff.
We
What
gotta
are we do? Not that
colonize.
it, yeah. Let's go colonize. Let's go meet some aliens.
Fucking
Um,
colonizers.
yeah, right. And
Going
honestly,
back to
I
our roots.
feel so
Jesus.
bad. But we kind of get fucked in the end for a lot of it. If you think about when you're playing the games, you're like, oh yeah, nobody likes humans. I mean, they like humans, but they don't like humans. We're just the little wee babies and don't know jack shit. Um,
Facts.
but yeah, I think that it would be really interesting to kind of see how humans kind of got to the whole thing. But there's also, we do love our characters, but at the same time, I'd rather just keep them in the game.
But you know what would be good is Anderson was one of the first Spectres, but they didn't talk
Yeah.
about it. Seeing him as the first
Uh-uh.
Spectre would be great.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would
But
make a
that's my
good
thing. So
show.
he's not, even though he's a big character in the games,
It's so far
he's not a
removed
main
from
character.
the rest of
Yeah,
it. It's
because he's kind of just like a twinkle in the eyes,
yeah,
right? Like so you
and
just he just appears randomly,
and that would have
you
been
know,
when
the
Shepard was
sprinkles.
like a kid, or even before Shepard was a kid. So like
Hmm.
it's enough of the show and the like they're in already getting ingrained into the count, not in the council, but like they're part of that group, and you get to see the Citadel, which is a huge deal, and you get to see all the different races, the Krogan and the Hanar, and the Elcor and
Yeah.
all of that. And I think that would be great. It would have that kind of Star Wars vibe, but you're not having that struggle of, no matter who they cast as Shepard, no people are going to be pissed because I wanted Fen Shep, I wanted male Shep, I wanted them to be with Miranda, I wanted them to be with Jack, I wanted them to be with Thane. I wanted, like, no, everybody's gonna have some fucking, it's a no win. It is.
Yep.
So I feel like if they do what Fallout did, because Fallout was so fucking smart in how they handled it, they said, here's Easter
Yep.
eggs, here's lore, here's more Easter eggs, and here's references for this and that and the other, and you're immersed in the world, but you're not following anyone that is gonna, like, make you go, that didn't happen, or this wasn't here, or that. They were so smart about it, and you can do that with Mass Effect because there are so
Hmm.
many different planets that maybe you didn't even get to see when you were scanning planets, or like there's so much that they
Right.
reference. So I'm like, you have the potential, but if you pick a Shepherd as your main character, we're fucked.
Yeah, I think that if and I think it's a little easier in the sense for Fallout because each game has a different protagonist, so to speak.
Yeah.
And that's uh,
With Mass Effect,
it's
it's
the
the same
same thing.
protagonist for all three games, not including Andromeda, which is
Exactly.
the bastard child of the franchise.
Oh yeah, don't even get me started on that one.
I'm just gonna say this. Andromeda is the first three games with different fucking characters. It's the exact same fucking storyline.
But you
People
have no
being,
connection.
but all, yeah, it's let's start with new characters, but we're gonna play the exact same story because we are a human that is going, and there's colonies where people are being kidnapped and then they're being turned into some other thing that you're having to fight and is a big bad. That's as far as I got in the story, and I went, this is the fucking first three games. This is the
I don't
exact
even
same fucking
remember the
story.
story. Like I don't and then they wanted
They
me to
had
romance all
yeah,
these.
they had colonists that were being kidnapped and being turned into fucking bug people or some bullshit. I don't fucking even
Oh yeah,
remember.
no, it was
Which is
basically
the same
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
shit as
Hmm.
the Reapers. And I'm like, okay, so you
Yep.
just recycled. What was the point of this? You guys pulled your
Hmm.
A team off of this game to go work on fucking Anthem, and then ended up butchering both fucking games. Anthem was good, don't get me wrong, it was just way too fucking short and didn't have enough meat on it. But you pulled the A team off and left us with this choppy ass reskin of the first three games. Like,
And I'm sorry if you were going to wait this long to bring out another game, the graphics were not up to par.
yeah, it was choppy and shit. So
Yeah.
that's
I'm just
my
like,
quick 2 cents on fucking Andromeda. Is just great.
oh
You
my
just
God.
you reskinned the first three games and condensed it into one. As far as I got. I mean, yeah,
Well, and
obviously they
here's
were a colony that was like going into new space. That, yes, but like if you take that one minor plot point out, it's the same fucking thing.
it is. And so this also goes to the point of because I've been wanting um Dragon Age shows or movies because those are actually something that you could do while, yes, so again, it's another BioWare game, right?
Yeah.
You can, so you, they're really good at romancing character building for the most part, right?
It's basically Mass Effect but medieval times, yeah? Or like
Yeah,
Witcher-esque,
exactly.
very
Well,
Witcher-esque.
yes, yes.
I don't want to say
And
medieval
so
times like our medieval times. It's
oh yeah,
fantasy.
no.
Yeah.
Yes, it's definitely more fantasy, no guns, it's
Yeah.
all very like it's Dungeons and Dragons, right? Like
Yeah.
we're just
Magic,
playing.
elves,
Yeah,
orcs. Mm-hmm.
exactly. Exactly. So, and the Kunari are super cool. Although they did randomly change those within the games. They never look the same, but that's a whole other thing.
Welcome to Halo.
But it's so fucking weird. But when you're playing the game, you can choose your own companion and it does change. I mean, you can choose your own face, but male,
Yeah.
female, whatever you want to be. The protagonist does change though. So that does give you an extra, way to kind of separate who is going to be the protagonist.
Okay.
And you can change it up. So if you need to switch it, like you don't like the actor for this, or you want to do female first and then male
Yeah.
for the second grouping, whatever, right? Um, what I have noticed though is that with what you brought up for Andromeda has happened with
Mm.
the newest Dragon Age
Ugh.
Veilguard. And I already told you the fucking horse shit.
Yep.
So there is a character. So you play Rook, and Rook is super cool. Like you can play whatever you want, and the game is beautiful. You go to these different locations that you have spoken about in different games, and you're going to into those spots and kind of learning about those cities in general and those different areas. Great. But then they want you to romance, and they have this one character who is, I'm just going to say possessed. It's the easiest way to describe it instead of
Same.
going into the whole veil and
I'm also
the
possessed.
fade and whatever. So he's a cool character. And with the possession, it's like you had all of this time to where you could build this really crazy kind of romance where he wants to stay away, but he loves you, but he's also possessed, loves, you know
But
what I
yes,
mean? Like
but
there could
no,
have been
but
this,
yes.
right, right. But you could have built that up. But you want to know what they did? They fucking fired the A team and brought in a D team.
BioWare, what the fuck, man?
I don't know what's going on. So
Why?
they did a huge fucko wucko on this. But then you remember that character, the Kunari, who was like the they them
Mm-hmm. The one that was like,
character.
"Why are
And
you
look,
asking about my clothes? I can wear what I want." It's like it wasn't that serious. I was just
right.
asking a really casual question. You're making it
Yes.
something that it's not.
And here's the thing. There was very little character development. Again, I think they had to squeeze like air out of a lemon at this point because something happened. And when you're going through these really important plot pieces or even learning more about these characters, you're like, what the fuck conversation? Now I got to go have dinner with your mother so you can tell her that you don't want to be a woman? Like, and again, I want these characters and I want, my friends and family members who have the same feelings to be able to have a character that they can kind of either romance or learn
Yeah.
about. Like, I want diversity,
Yeah, for
right? I
sure.
want everybody, I want
But
inclusivity.
but maybe the
But
mom
they did
dinner talk
such,
is so out of, like you're playing a
oh,
fantasy game. It's a
oh my
fantasy
God.
game
Oh
where
my
there's
God. They made
dragons and
it.
shit. Maybe we don't have like the like coming out of the closet talk. That doesn't feel very fantasy-esque. That feels like if
Well,
you
but
were playing like Life is Strange or something.
well, and here's the thing though too with that. So the previous Dragon Age game, there was a character named Dorian, and I absolutely love Dorian. And he was a gay character who struggled with his family for being gay. But he was part of the Venatori, who are the really bad, like
The
we'll call
bad
them bad
man.
witches. The
Bad.
mages that are
Oy
just they're
vey.
assholes,
Go to
blood
jail.
mages. They, but he's a good guy. But his parents are high up in the,
And the bad guys. Ooh.
yeah. They have the riches, right? So, and then of course they have elves as slaves and they're just
Oh my
pieces of
god,
shit.
it's Harry
But
Potter.
right?
He's
Yeah.
Malfoy.
Um, but yeah, but Dorian doesn't want to do the things that his family does. So
Okay.
he goes on the adventure. Um, with your character trying to save the world. But you do have some meaningful conversations with him. And you understand why he is the way he is, why he feels the way he does. He is a gay man. He wants to live his life. He doesn't want to have the children. He doesn't want to be the hierarchy, the whatever. And it has feeling, it has depth. Whereas when you're playing Veilguard, I have no word. There's literally zero substance to these conversations where I'm just
Yeah.
like, you're throwing in a potentially trans character to just throw it in. It has,
Yeah, it's like
like, if
forced
I were someone,
representation. It's not because they want to
yes,
give genuine representation. It's that they want to make
right,
money by being like, "Look, we're representation." It's like, but you're not having it be genuine and meaningful. You're just
right,
having it be like
exactly.
surface level bullshit. Which,
Exactly. And if I were a trans person, I would be a little not, I don't want to say offended, but I'd be like, is this what you actually fucking think of us? Like, is this how you think we talk? Like, I could wear what I want. I'm like, I'm not fucking Cartman walking around with lipstick and
whatever,
my
whatever,
ass
I
cheeks
do what
hanging
I
out of a
want.
skirt. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like it was just
it's
very, and
lazy.
again, I
It's
think
lazy.
it was, well, I think that I don't want to say that it was so much lazy. I think it's because they fired all of their good writers or moved them to
Well,
another project. I'll have to go and look at it. That they just put any Tom, Dick, and Harry on this
yeah,
shit that know
but
nothing
but that's what I'm saying.
about those lifestyles
It's
to give
lazy.
it any,
You know, they're
yeah.
not doing the
I,
research, they're not
and it
putting
was
in the effort.
rushed.
Yeah. They're
It
not
was
they're
legit rushed.
because they don't care because it doesn't affect them. So they're just like, here's our quick
Right.
cash grab so that we can pander to this specific community and be like, look, we're an
Mhm.
ally. And it's like, except for you didn't actually put the effort into writing a really well-rounded character. You just did something very fucking surface level and then tried to say, look,
Mhm.
we're an ally. Like, no, you're not. You're lazy and you just want our money. It's fucked up.
Yeah. And I was just very disappointed because the characters had potential.
Yeah.
Um, I probably would have said don't choose a Kunari for that particular lifestyle. If that's I feel like they should have had better representation, and a Kunari was not the best way to go, because they also made the Kunari look much younger, and it just felt like a petulant child
Okay.
having a temper tantrum.
I feel like,
That's the only way that I can feel like to explain it, and I feel like it just wasn't good for, you know,
yeah,
yeah, I don't know. You've seen the clips,
I have. I have seen the
and I'm
clips.
sure,
And they're
and
all
you're
over
just
the
like, what the
internet. You can
fuck
look
am I
them up.
watching?
But I feel like
Mm-hmm.
coming on off the heels of Baldur's Gate, which was so well received, they could have done better. They really could have.
Mm-hmm.
And they chose
Yeah,
not to for
so
whatever reason, whether it was cutting corners or saving money or they just genuinely didn't fucking care. I don't know. I really don't. But it
yeah.
is what
And the
it's
thing that also
unfortunate.
pissed me off is I wanted answers to what Solus was actually trying to do in, so the previous game ends like on a cliffhanger,
Hmm.
so to speak. Um he's the Dread Wolf. That's, I mean, you're probably not going to play these games for a while. It's not going to make any sense of what that is. Um
I'll find
and
out
he's
one day.
and basically there's this tearing open of the veil. And
No.
the whole point of this is to kind of get elves back to when they were at their highest point, because elves really aren't looked at as the supreme beings or like what we all thought they were, like even in Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
Like, come on. So they're definitely more looked down upon. And so it's trying to right the wrongs of what had happened, but you don't know why these wrongs happen in the first place. So what Veilguard does is actually brings in the origin of the Dreadwolf, and
Okay.
then you're going through and seeing what actually happened, why it happened, and that part is actually pretty good. But then you
Okay.
throw in all this other shit where they lost the rest of the substance to the characters, and you're just like, okay, well, can you just make this the Dread Wolf game then, and fuck the rest of it?
Fuck everything else. I just want this thing,
Do
and
you know
that's
what I
it. I don't
right,
need
but do you
any
know
of
what
this
I
other
mean?
shit.
It's
No, I
like
do. Yeah,
I
it's
just I just want to know about Solus
this sounds
and the
like me
like
reading the last Akatar book that had come out and being like, "Can y'all stop fucking? I want to know what happens over here." Like, can y'all
right.
get out from under the table?
I
Get
just
your
don't
mouth off his
need
dick. God damn it.
yes, I just want the rest of it like because the story itself is where it like the high elf, I'm going to call her a priestess. That's not really what she is though. But you're seeing how Solus and her were working to find the way of peace and the way of this and that, whatever.
Peace
Don't want to
and
get into all of it.
love.
But then shit happens and people are betrayed and
Ooh,
then other people are
always
trapped
happens.
in a void, we'll call it that.
Gotta escape the void.
Um and then like you have to go into the fade, which dude, the fade is fucking cool. Whoever came up with like it's kind of I don't want to call it purgatory, but it's kind of like this you have to cross the veil into the fade, and this is where you have demons who can possess
Is it kind of
you
like
in your
hell, but not
dreams.
hell?
It's not really, no. And
Well, because,
so
like,
it's
I mean,
again,
you
that's
know,
why I don't
hell,
want to.
in some games, hell is supposed to be where, like, demons and, like, other nefarious creatures live. Or, like,
Yeah,
is it,
but it's
oh, is it
not.
like Witcher? Remember in Witcher, there was, with the Wild Hunt, how there's, like, that other pocket of realm, like how Siri can jump from, like, realms?
Yeah, kind of like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say it's that. But this is essentially where all the spirits kind of live.
Okay.
There's really no heaven or hell. There's only the fade. And but you can cross into the fade when you're sleeping if you have like if I don't want to say if you have magical powers, but if you do have like that mage
Okay.
within kind of thing, you can actually cross over, and that's how people can become possessed. So
Oh.
there's a whole like subplot where you have to save a kid from being possessed, and then
Do
there's
we
blood
have
magic that's
to?
used, and oh no, it's good though.
Oh,
Like
okay.
not in Veilguard. This is in the original Dragon
Okay, I'm
Age.
like, do we have
Um,
to? Like, what if we just, like,
no,
what if I like him possessed?
but here's the thing, you have choices. That's the
I
great
love
thing about
choices.
BioWare. You can choose. It's like choose your own adventure,
I
right? So
love
you have
that.
three choices. You
Yeah.
can kill him, you can
Ooh.
keep him possessed,
Huh?
or you can find a way to depossess him.
Uh,
Is that what you would call it? Depossession. Um,
exercise him?
to see
Put
how
him on
yeah,
a
yeah,
treadmill?
yeah, yeah. But also depending on who you choose to go into the fade to save him. So there's all these choices upon
Okay,
choices, and you
very
have to
Mass
make the right
Effect.
ones
Yeah.
in
You have to
order
bring
to,
the
well,
right
yeah,
people
written.
with you for the right choice,
Yep.
which was Mass Effect
Uh-huh.
2. You had to have all your loyalty
Yes.
up, and you had to pick the right people for each mission. Very important.
Yep. Yes. So
Gotcha.
again, different but the same. So, and again, they're written by the same, well, I don't know if they were written by the same, but same studio,
Yeah.
right? So they try to keep the choose your own adventure,
I like that.
within the game. And
I like that.
so
Maybe after I finish
you
Borderlands 4.
but
Maybe.
again, you also have to remember these are old games. So when you go to the original Dragon Age,
I
you're going to be like,
know.
"What the fuck am I playing?"
I
Because it's
know.
old, but it's still fun. It's like me going
Did
back
they
and
never
playing
remaster it?
Fallout 3.
They had to have done a remaster by now, yeah?
No.
No?
Well, they did something
They did for
for
Mass
Dragon Age
Effect, so why wouldn't
Origins.
they?
Hold on. I had some no, I don't think they
Those
let me
dirty
look.
little
Dragon
piglets.
Age remaster.
Why are they so mean to Dragon Age?
It's unlikely because former BioWare executive Mark Dara revealed that publisher EA has historically been against remasters and turned down a pitch for a trilogy collection.
which they did for Mass Effect, so why wouldn't you do it for Dragon Age, which is also a very beloved franchise from what
Mm,
I understand?
it says the three games were developed on different engines, making a unified remastering effort technically difficult. Origins is particularly
Hmm.
challenging to work with due to its age and engine.
Okay, that's
So you would pretty
understandable.
much, yeah, I
The
would say
amount
if
that
you
it
can
would
find a way,
take to get
yeah,
them all on the same thing would probably be, but it is doable. Like games do that all the time where they're like, we're gonna put it on the Unreal Engine or like whatever the next one is. um
yeah, but I think that it would just be such a huge overtaking on that. Um, But I just think it's funny because Reddit basically said, and this is 2 months ago, that Mark Dara of EA refuses to fund a remake of Dragon Age Origins. I was like, if you put this on fucking Kickstarter,
oh yeah,
do
they'll
you know
fund
how
it
many
like
of us
so
I
quick.
would I would give you money to remaster this and then I would buy the remaster
Yeah, yeah, but they
because
won't.
the storyline, that's the thing. If I can play these games over and over and over again
Yeah,
and not have a fucking problem with it or get old, like it doesn't get old to me,
well, because
like it
there's so
will,
much that is
but I go to
different.
another game and then I come back.
Yeah, like there's here's the thing. I have played lots of games or like how many times have we played Borderlands 3? And we'll play it over and over again because we enjoy it. But that's the same
Mm-hmm.
story the exact same way every time. I mean, depending on what character interacts, you'll get different voice lines, but it's the same fucking thing. But with the BioWare games, such as Mass Effect and Dragon Age, every time you play, you can have a different outcome because it is,
Right.
this choice is going to affect that, which is going to change this, and that's it spider webs out. And so no two playthroughs are the same unless you're making the exact same choices every time. So yeah, it's not just getting one game in a way because like the outcome being different so much. It's almost like getting another game. So it is, in my
Yeah.
opinion, worth it, and that people would pay for it. I agree. I think if they did try and crowdfund, that people would pay for it 100%. But they
Yeah,
won't.
and to your point, like I'm trying to think about how many ways just Dragon Age Origins can end. You can play male, you can play female. Then you can romance like 10 different characters,
Oh
including
wow.
Morrigan. And oh my God, that bitch. Oh,
Ooh, that
yeah,
bitch.
I'm trying to think. Zen, Stevra, or Zebra. Sorry, Sten, Zebra, Morgan, Alistair. That's only four of them. You also have your puppy, not that you can romance the puppy, but I mean, you do have a companion dog.
Get a
Um,
dog.
and
Can I pet that
dude,
dog?
the Mubari are fucking great. They're almost like pit bulls, but they just have these goofy fucking faces. I don't know how to explain it. You just got to look up a Mubari. They're adorable. I love them. But they're war dogs, right? So
We love a good war
you have a
dog
war
and a
dog.
war horse.
Um, and then, like I said, there might be one or two characters that you can't romance. Uh, Liliana is also great, but she seems a little dumb in the first one, but then you find she's a little bit of a psychopath, but she's
Aren't we
great. I love
all?
Liliana as well. And so you
Okay,
have so many
the
characters.
dog looks like Lily on roids. Lily, are you
Do you
on
see what I
roids?
mean though?
Oh, she's asleep. She doesn't care.
Yeah, but they're cute though, right? Like they're adorable. And you can, so
Like
you just
this.
have tons of options. Yes.
Like this. Like this
Yes.
fish. Look at
And
this fish. Oh, the baby.
because of all the choices, even at the end, depending on the last one I played was a female. So you can either become the companion of who's supposed to be the king. You can, but the way that this
When you
happens,
say
you have to do
companion,
certain,
do you mean whore? The king's
no,
whore?
I mean,
Oh.
like, no, you would be,
Oh,
well,
like
that could be one
buddies?
of them.
Oh, could you
No.
fuck the king?
So here's the thing. You can either marry the king.
So you fuck the king. Okay.
Oh, you fuck the king the whole time. Like you have romance like
Fuck the king.
scenes.
Yeah.
Um, or you have the king marry who he's properly supposed to marry to make the whole royal bullshit work properly. But then you're like his
Boo.
side bitch.
Oh,
You know what I mean? But when you go into the second Dragon Age, you're different. So you're a different person.
hmm.
So the story just ends there, but then you get little Easter eggs in the
Okay.
second game that kind of tell you what's happening. You may run into the original protagonist from the first one and
Oh, okay.
whatnot. So again, at the end of the day, they did it right for the first two and a half. I'm going to say two and a half because the third game kind of had some misses, but
Hmm.
still, the
Fair
story
enough.
worked. The romances made sense. You
Okay.
liked your companions, whatever. Veilguard just shit the bed.
Ugh.
So you guys are killing me with your fourth. It's like there's like some witchcraft when it comes to the fourth games. I swear, I don't know
I
what's going
guess.
on.
Because, yeah,
But
same thing with Halo, same thing with Gears. Did you
yep.
ever play Gears 4 and 5?
Played four. That was hard to get through. So you and I actually did play some of four together,
Yes.
and then I
Yes.
just couldn't continue. So after you got like you went and did your thing, I tried to finish it and it took forever because I was just like, my
Brutal.
God, I fucking hate this.
Well, because you can't
Then
connect to
I jumped
him.
into no, and then I jumped into five, and I don't think I ever finished five. I was like,
So,
I can't do this. I
spoilers.
can't.
In 5, you have to make a decision about who lives and who dies. And I probably made the unpopular choice because I fucking hated what was his. I think his name was JD. It was Marcus's son.
Oh, yeah,
Fucking
yeah, yeah,
hated
yeah.
him. I was like,
Hmm.
nah, he can die. I don't give a fucking shit. Like he kind of like crashes out and is just like an asshole and dips, and so it's just his friend and the girl. And so I chose the friend
Yeah.
because I was like, he fucking stuck around and did the right thing. Fuck that guy. Like, especially because like Marcus would have raised him to not be that way. So I was just like, nah, fuck him. He can go die. I don't give a shit. Um,
I probably would have done the same thing. So
I
you're
don't know
not,
if they're gonna
but
make
see,
another game. I hope they don't.
it's funny that you break that up though, because that's what they did in, wait, who did Gears? That's an EA game too, isn't it? Who made Gears? This is gonna drive me crazy.
I think it's.
Um,
I don't think it.
uh, hold on.
Epic.
It was Epic. Okay. Well,
I
then
was like, I don't
maybe,
think it's EA.
well,
um,
the reason I said this is maybe when they were making Veilguard, they hired Epic
I don't
developers
know. All I know is
because
it's
there is
brutal.
a no, you have to do the same fucking thing. You have to choose between two characters and one of them has to die. And it's either one that you've known or one that's newer, but the one that's newer has a companion and you're like, "Well, I don't want the companion to die. I fucking like the companion, but I don't like him. Can I get rid of him and just keep the
It's
thing?
it's
I don't want to tell
so
you what it is, but
hard.
I want to keep the thing, but I don't like the person the thing is attached to. So can we
Yeah.
attach the thing to me so that we could just and then
Ice can
save the
has?
other one? Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so it's
I don't
just, yeah,
know. It seems like developers like they're I think part of it is they're drawing things out further than they need to be and that's what's ruining it. Like I feel like Halo 3 was it had a decent not a great ending because like Chief floating through space for eternity doesn't sound great, but um it was a better ending than what the games became. Um Same thing. Mass Effect was good at 3. It left a little bit of a like, oh, you hear the breathing at the end, and you're like, oh my god. So like, is Shepard alive? And you're like, oh. But then we got Andromeda, and that was just like, what the fuck. Gears
hmm
3, where it ended was fine. We didn't need 4 and 5. I'm excited for the new game that they're coming out with, which is supposed to be a prequel, and it's supposed to be Dom and Marcus. Um, in the early days fighting
yeah.
the
hmm
coalition war. So
But see, that makes sense,
yeah,
right?
which
Like,
is
so
great.
if you
I'm
can go
but we
in
love
and
Dom and we love Marcus, so it's like okay, cool, great,
hmm
fantastic. But it seems like after 3 games, they just start losing touch, and they're on that like, how can we make more money, and we don't give a fuck about the integrity of this really intense and immersive world we've built, especially when you have it changing studio hands, like what happened with Halo.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, you've got this massive lore built up for characters, worlds, like the government, like everything is so fucking like intense that there are
Yeah.
books dedicated to it. Like I have the encyclopedia for Halo. I have, all that shit. But then you have it switch hands and they just don't care about it because they're like, oh, well, I didn't work on this and I have my own ideas that I think would be great in it. And it's like, but you need to respect everything that came before it and kind of stand on that instead of push it to the side and build something else.
Well, but I also, to that point, feel like if the information is all there, doesn't that make your job just a little bit easier to kind of grow off of that versus try to do something completely different?
Yeah, you'd think,
Do you
but
know what I
I
mean? Like, I
think
feel like that would,
they
yeah.
do that
And I
whole
get it.
thing where they're like, I just want to like put my spin on things and I want my take, and it's like, but this isn't about you as a person. This is about
It's
a
not your
franchise
game.
that's established and you are
Hmm.
taking it over, yes, but that doesn't mean that you get to just wash everything off and start new. There
Right.
it's an established, well
Hmm.
established, with, like I said, an exorbitant amount of lore that like you can't just disregard and go nah. And there's things that Halo's a great example of this. I keep using it because it is. When 4 starts, Master Chief is waking up from being put under, and he's been cryogenically frozen,
Yeah.
right?
Hmm.
When he wakes up, he has an entirely new set of armor.
Hmm.
Never addressed. We're just supposed to like not fucking ask questions.
Yeah, but I did.
Because here's the thing, for those who don't know, he is on a section of a abandoned ship. It is just him and Cortana on this chunk of ship that she has for years been keeping running so that he can be cryogenically frozen and suspended until she needs to wake him up, until that they can be rescued or whatever the case may be. So it is just uh there's no one else around. It is just him and Cortana and AI. So, how did he wake up out of a cryogenic tube with brand new fucking armor from when he went in? Like, she couldn't have gotten him undressed out of the tube because then it would have had to have opened, right? And then that would have defrosted
Hmm.
him and woke him. That doesn't make any sense. He's been asleep this entire fucking time. But they're like, oh no, we changed his fucking armor, but we're not going to fucking acknowledge it. That in itself was annoying. The other thing was they changed how the elites looked, they changed how the jackals looked, they changed how the grunts looked in a very, very significant way. It wasn't like oh, we gave a little tweak here and there. Like, it was very significant. And they didn't do what they did in Reach with the storm jackals, which storm jackals were supposed to be a subspecies of regular jackals that were snipers. They were faster. They could like strafe a bit. They were like
Right.
kind of jacked up. They were like a darker color, and they had the little
Yeah, they were
feathery
roided
mohawks.
out. Hmm.
So
I remember them.
they didn't go, oh, well, they're just a subspecies that was used early in the war, but somehow I guess they never used them in the other, like later on, which, okay, fine, whatever. Instead, they just fucking redesigned all the characters and then we're just like, oh, maybe they're like a subsect that was, because they were stuck near that planet that was the Forerunner planet. And they're like, oh yeah, it's
Yeah.
just this one group of them that happened to like, that's why they look different. And it's like, no, because you did it in the other fucking games too. You just redesigned the fucking characters, and then we're supposed to be like, oh, that's fine. I don't notice. I don't know anything.
Well,
I'm not gonna question shit. No, fuck you. I'm questioning. I'm so mad.
yeah. And I mean, yeah, it's just it's annoying and I Look, I only played through four once, so pardon me if I just forgot, but I vaguely remember being super annoyed at the dumbest thing, and it was that they didn't explain how Halsey lost her arm. I know it was amputated, obviously, but I don't remember them actually saying what happened. It's just like she shows up with no arm, and I was like, what the fuck happened?
I
And I know
think
that there was a scene where there was fighting and stuff, so maybe something happened there, but they didn't, there was no talk about it. And I remember playing it, and I could have sworn I said to you, I'm like, where the fuck did her arm go?
where's
I just,
your arm?
now I know after the fact
Yeah,
that she got shot and they had to amputate it, but
yeah.
I was like, I don't remember them discussing it and being like, oh yeah, was it Paul Palmer? Is that was his name? I don't remember. Someone shot her though. He
Yeah, it was
shot her
Palmer.
and she lost her arm. And I was like, why the fuck is she missing it all?
Yeah, it
Anyway,
it
I
was,
just don't remember them
I guess it was in
like,
Halo Spartan Ops, which I think those were like weekly episodes they were putting out to watch, if I remember
yeah,
correctly.
but we didn't like, if we weren't aware of those, like
Hmm.
if you're putting it into the game, you need to at least
Yeah.
little beep, just something. Because I know I wasn't the only one.
Yeah.
And, maybe my bad for not watching those little weekly
Yeah.
sods,
Spartan
but I'm
Ops.
like,
Yeah. I
where the fuck is her arm?
and I think that
Was it necessary?
that got popular for a minute, and I think it was them trying to force people to interact with the other media, and it wasn't just Halo that did it. Because there's stuff that is referenced that happens like in the books, but if you didn't read the books, then you don't fucking know. Um, and it happened, I know, with Gears. I
Mm.
think they did a comic book that took place in between some of the games, possibly, or maybe it was in the books. There was something like that with Gears, where it's like if you didn't know because you didn't
I
read that
think you're
stuff,
right.
and
I think you're right. Yeah.
one of the Arkham games did it as well. I think it
Yeah, Arkham
was
did.
Arkham
It was
City, or it was the one after Arkham Asylum.
I
But there
was
was a
that
comic book that, like, if you didn't read it,
yeah.
then you had like some stuff where it's just like the context wasn't there. And I get why they do that to a degree, but I feel like when you're playing games, everything should be available in the games when it's pertinent to the story. And when you have it like, oh, well, you had to have read this book. Not everybody's gonna fucking read the books. And it,
Or at least before the game comes out, say, hey, we have to kind of cut it short. So you may want to read these or watch
yeah,
these
like this is a supplemental
before you
thing
play
that's
the
gonna
game.
give information. Yeah.
Yes, just so that you have the additional pieces to the plot points
Yeah.
so that you're not like, why the fuck is this happening? Because I'm sorry, I wanted to know where the fuck her arm went. I'm like, all of a sudden, she's just got no fucking arm. I'm
It is
sorry.
very
It pissed
jarring
me
for
off.
sure. Like when you're just like,
I mean, look, I would
hello?
have, like, did someone else get pissed off at her? I would have chopped off her arm. Just give me I'm just saying though, like, let me know what happened.
Yeah.
That's all.
Everybody gets mad at Halsey
That's
and
all.
wants to
And I have
take her
no,
arm off.
yeah. Well, you know what? She does piss people off.
That's Halsey.
She's very selfish. She's very selfish. She's a
She's
pain in the
she's the
ass.
typical I'm smarter than everyone around me and
And
therefore,
then does dumb shit.
well, yeah, but she's like, I because she doesn't have empathy, so she's working purely on logic, which
Mm-hmm.
doesn't always work. So,
No. She's
that's
got that
Halsey.
tunnel vision.
She
Yeah.
does. She really
No, I
does.
know. I know. Again, it's just those things, I take it a little offensive because I'm like, you don't care about the people who are paying your salary.
No, because they want more
Because
money from
at the
you.
end of it, right.
They
But
want you
here's
to
the
go
thing,
buy
if
the
you're gonna,
book.
right, but I will buy the book
Hmm.
because I like doing that. Like I
Yeah.
have no problems, but don't just be all sneaky weaky about it. And then while I'm playing it, I get fucking pissed because now I got to go back
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
stop playing to figure out what the fuck's going on before I can move forward. I can't
Hmm.
just keep going. I need to know the backstory of something. And
Yeah.
again, it's not like Halsey losing her arm ends the fucking story. that's not the point. Like the point is like if you're gonna tweak something, just let us know
Yeah.
where we should do we have to go into like some data dictionary to look up this fucking shit. That's all.
Yeah.
But they don't care. And here's the thing, you want to take longer to put a game out? I'm fine with that. Just tell us what's going on. You need more money, do crowdfunding. I'll fucking help with it, but do it right. I will
Yeah.
give you the money to do it right. And if you don't do it right, I'm gonna
I think it's
je
definitely
telefono la police.
it's very
Sorry.
frustrating when a game has that, like, oh yeah, we'll give you extra lore, but we're not going to tell you where to find it. That's on you to find it. Like, yeah, it's in
Right.
books, go read them, but we're not going to tell you to go read them and that lore is in those books or that they exist. You just have to like do your own due diligence. And I'm like, oh, there was a comic in between the two fucking games. I didn't fucking
Mm-hmm.
know. I guess I got to go fucking find that so I can understand what the fuck's going on. Like, yeah, it
Yeah,
is very
just be
frustrating.
fucking transparent about it. And here, look, studios. I know nobody's watching this, but meaning from the studios.
No one ever is going to watch this.
I and I guarantee you this is all gamers. We would rather you take your time putting out a game and not treating your fucking developers like workhorses to get the game done right. We know there's going to be glitches no matter what right at the beginning of a release because shit happens. Servers get overloaded, and things just sometimes don't work the way you want them to. We get it. Bugs need to be fixed. You need to put out patches, whatever. That's fine. That's not my complaint. My complaint is that you treat people like shit. You make them work all this overtime. They feel forced to get something out. You don't go through and look and do all the checks and balances. And then a shit game gets put out. And then we have to have all these patches come through for the things that should have already been looked at, but also stop firing your fucking good writers.
Yeah.
Stop doing it because you guys are fucking up the stories. We don't want Fortnite games. We
Let
want these games that have some depth, that have these emotional connections to characters because when you give us those emotional connections, we are going to want it again and again and again.
Yeah. And let me take
So
that a
stop
step
fucking it up.
let me take that a step further. Stop taking your writers off of games and putting them onto other games mid fucking game. Because then you
Yes.
have a disjointed, disconnected story that
Mhm.
makes no fucking sense. You know, you can the player feels it. We can tell when the writers have switched out and when it's not cohesive.
Uh-huh.
Stop fucking doing it.
You fucked up Lucanus so bad. He could have had an amazing story, and you can tell right after you save him, his story's fucked up. So fuck you. I'm so pissed at it.
So mad.
Love his name. I mean, he kind of looked like a little bit of a, he was a very short man,
Just a little
in
guy.
my opinion. He looked like he would come up to my chest,
You're tall
but he was
though.
fine with my, I know, but I just felt like he was a very short,
I
they
come
they
up to
were
your
part of the
chest. What
crows.
the fuck?
You do. You do.
What the
But here's the
fuck?
thing.
I'm short.
You
This
are
is
short, but you're also a
this is how I
woman.
found
I'm
out.
not saying that I'm not saying that men can't be short. I have no problems with short men. I've dated short men before in the past, but I'm just saying like when you're one of the crows, yes, I chose the faction the crows, okay? Like don't be surprised, but
I'm
dude, they're
short.
fucking cool. Their outfits are just so, like, everything is just so great about them. They even have a oh God, I love it so much. And you just fucked up his story. He would have been the perfect romance.
All I got from
Yeah,
this is I'm
fucked it up.
I'm short and I'm only titty height. That's all I got from this.
You are. You are. I mean, look, being titty height ain't bad.
I'm
Let me
one
tell
titty
you.
high.
You're
On that note, we're gonna wrap it up
Oh
for this
shit.
episode. Now that we've ranted, we're so mad at video games. Like we love video games.
I
We're
mean,
so mad at video games in so many ways.
well, we're not mad at the video games. We're mad at the people who make the video games. And it's not even, I don't even want to say we're mad at the people who make them
We're mad
because
at the
the
people
people
who
who
fucked them
make them,
up.
have to deal with bosses
Oh
and
yeah,
studios, and
yeah.
they don't really have a say. So I should say we're mad at the studios and upper management for trying to, dip their toes into it, but fucking everything up. Just stop touching it. It's just like
Get to the
DC
end.
trying to
Wait.
make movies.
Oh.
Stop fucking with them. Let them do their thing and get it fucking right finally. So anyway, I don't know. We also got off of how the fact of what we're talking about for the fucking Mass Effect show, but I mean, look, they're not
No.
even in production yet. They have a
Well,
writer,
that's the thing though. Is
and
like
that's
we're
it.
not off topic because we got as like we got
Mm,
where we wanted, which is if they do it the way that they did Fallout, there's hope. But otherwise,
yes,
no one's
I
gonna be
know.
happy.
I just got off on a tangent again, and I know it's still it is related in some way, shape, or form, but still, I'm like, I get so angry.
But
I get so
that's
angry.
good. You know, we all get angry and we all have to let it out. It's therapeutic for all
Mm,
of us to just rage against the things that like we love video games and it's because we love them that we get so passionate and frustrated. Because
they
at the
make me
end of the
so
day,
angry, I bite my nails.
at the end of
God,
the day, it's
fucking
storytelling.
anxiety.
It is immersive, interactive storytelling. And you and I, especially, love good storytelling. And it really sucks when we get robbed of
This
a
is
good story because somebody was fucking being stupid.
Yeah, I agree 100%. That's why I stopped playing Dungeons and D&D when I was a kid because we didn't have a good dungeon master.
Oh, yeah, you need
So,
a
and
good
now I
DM.
haven't picked it up since. So, fuck you, dungeon master. You
We
fucked
need
it
to
up for
start a
me.
D&D group. I want a
No,
D&D. I want a D&D.
I want to, but no, I can't. I mean, I can. We can. We'll talk about it. All right.
Please.
That'll be another
All
topic
right.
for one of these podcasts.
That
Thanks
that's
everybody for watching. Please be sure to like and subscribe
all that
to
good
all of our
stuff.
socials and the channel. You don't want to miss out on this fucking massive chaos, which is the beauty of my life. So, and I wouldn't want to share it with anybody else.
Thank you guys so much. You can find us at The Wicked Glitches on pretty much everything Instagram, TikTok, and here on the YouTubes. So until next time, thank you guys. Goodbye.
Bye.